so cute. You're so cute. Well, hello. And yes, I'm in bed. We are at a hotel. We drove halfway to Indiana tonight, and we are both so exhausted that we're like, okay, if we go to bed now, we're going to be up at 5 a.m. So I'm forcing myself to stay awake. It took us a long time to actually get on the road. Rob worked a half a day. I had a lot of stuff to do this morning before we left. And we're both just so exhausted. So exhausted. I think we worked way too hard this past weekend, and with this thing going on, which is not any better, I'm just tired. If you know my background, I was a nurse for 17 years. I worked the first 2 years in GI, 9 years in neurosurgery, a couple years in family practice, a couple years in general surgery, and then I went back to family practice. So I'm well versed in how offices should work. And I always made it a rule of thumb that if a patient called, you return their call. If a patient called and I put a note into the doctor and the doctor wasn't in, and I didn't have a note by the end of the day, and I knew that the patient had an issue, I would call the patient back and I would say, hey, I don't have the answer from the doctor. If you're really struggling, you might have to go to the ER, but other than that, I'll watch for the note tomorrow and I'll get back with you. I've recorded this story so many times because I'm trying to keep my cool. I just had different standards than a nurse. As a nurse, if someone called and was really struggling, I made sure that I watched for the note. I took care of that nurse. I feel like this office is not taking care of me. I am trying to stay out of the ER. I'm not sick enough to go to the ER, but I need some guidance. And I left 2 messages yesterday, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I called at 1 o'clock today and I was told that it was a nurse CMA, don't know. She was by herself because the other one was in a meeting. Still no phone call back. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rant and rave. Rob's just tired of me. Rob's tired of listening to me, so you have to. My patience is running thin. It's really running thin. I just want some guidance. I just want the doctor, I just want the nurse, the CMA, whomever, to tell the doctor, look, her pain's increased. It's bigger. She doesn't want to go to the ER because she's not that sick. What can she do? I'm asking for. It's not much. I'm trying to be quiet so Rob doesn't hear me. Still no fever. Still living on antibiotics and pain meds and a prayer. So tomorrow I am going to call the doctor's office back. I'm just going to ask for an office manager. And I'm probably going to give a lot of unsolicited advice. How to run an office properly. I was telling Rob, the CMA, the nurse, they're the go-betweens of the patient and the doctor. And I said, I wonder if the doctor knows that he has patients that are not being called back. Because I know with the doctors that I worked for, if they found out that we didn't call patients back, we would not have a job. Period. Because it's their license. Yeah, okay, enough. I did want to answer one question about eating sour stuff. I get that question a lot. I can't eat sour stuff. If I eat sour stuff, it swells up even bigger and there's no place for the saliva to go. my salivary glands are very scarred from this happening multiple times way before I was diagnosed with Sjogren's. This is what prompted me to go to ENT. They would swell, but then they would go down. They would swell up like this, and then by the end of the day, they would be gone. Now they're just stuck. And the reason why I can't eat the sour stuff to get the saliva going is because there's nowhere for the saliva to go. These glands are so scarred from this. A doctor told me in the very beginning, once you have this so many times, your salivary glands get scarred and there's nowhere for the saliva to go. You can still create saliva. You don't have much, but there's no place for it to go. So think of it as a sponge. The sponge is so full of water, but there's nowhere for it to go. You just can't squeeze it out. That's kind of what happens here. So I can't eat any sour stuff. Actually, I ate some grape jelly, and I should have never done that, because now it's even bigger than it was before I went to the restaurant. So